Hey everyone, welcome back to All Things Local STL TV. I'm Chris Lay, your shop local guy, and I'm coming to you from the always incredible Outreach Studios. I'm excited to have you back with us today, and I want to invite you to join our community in the All Things Local STL app and join the Shop Local and Support Local revolution. You can download the free app in the app stores or go to getlocalstl.com. Be sure to register in the app to unlock all the features. In the All Things Local STL app, we only feature local businesses, local nonprofit organizations, local events, specials, promotions, and so much more from St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Charles County. Coming up first on today's show, we're going to meet Jeffry Goldstein. Jeffry is a local realtor with the Homebase STL real estate team powered by Realty executives of St. Louis. He's going to share with you the difference that his team provides their clients in this competitive real estate market. Later, we're going to meet with Carrie Schmitt, founder of Love Like Jackson, a local nonprofit that, born out of personal tragedy, is designed to help grieving siblings to heal. After a quick break, we're going to return with Jeffry Goldstein. We'll be right back. Well, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you probably know the real estate market has been quite interesting, to say the very least, over the last few years. Here to share with us how he and his team have helped people in this turbulent market is Realtor Jeffry Goldstein. Welcome, Jeffry.
Hey, Chris, thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. Jeffry, your path to becoming a realtor is quite interesting. Tell us how you got into this field.
Well, I was in the food service business for 25 plus years. And at the end of my career, what I thought was my back giving out was my hip. I ended up having a right hip replacement, and I said, I'm not doing any more food service again because, you know, I'd have to stand up for long hours still. So about a week after I realized I was not going to be food service anymore, I actually had an appointment with a real estate broker, and that's how I kind of slid into that business.
No kidding. So you met with the real estate broker and said, hey, I'm very interested in this.
Yeah, he called me and said, I think you'd be a good fit. And I said, tell me about it. And probably 2 weeks later, I had gone through school.
No kidding.
And I passed my tests with the state, with the national, and hadn't had my operation yet. So I had to wait about, had my operation 3 weeks later, and then had to wait about 2.5 months to recover. But he held my license and then started doing the real estate thing.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
It's history, never looked back.
I love it. So who beside yourself makes up the Homebase STL real estate team?
We have a very big team. It's two.
There we go.
Right. Myself and my wife, Jane.
Perfect.
She's the other, she's really the brains of the operation, as she says.
Oh, and you're the looks? Is that how that works?
That's what they say.
So I work with my bride, Deanna, as well. And how does that dynamic that you and Jane have benefit your clients?
Well, Jane is so good at talking to the clients, especially like at open houses or at showings. She's very, cool, calm, and collective. Not that I'm not, but she has this personality that kind of soothes those folks, and they keep calm and don't get upset about anything when they're talking with Jane.
She does have a wonderful voice for that.
Oh, she does. She does. I handle all the, the major issues.
Okay.
She says, go talk to Jeff about something you see. If you see something in the basement or something looks crazy, talk to him. Talk to him.
You're the fixer.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. The real estate market is constantly changing. Why is it so important for people to work with a professional realty team like Homebase STL?
If you don't work with a professional, you can get bit in the behind. That is for sure.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, our team's philosophy is we're going to treat you, anybody, like we treat mom, dad, and the kids.
I love it.
And if we see something that we don't like in a house, and the client who's with us doesn't see that, we're going to tell them, and we're going to tell them, hey, no. And we've told people no many, many times. If I'm not going to sell it to my son or my daughter, I'm not going to sell it to you.
I like that. That's a big integrity move by Homebase STL.
And that's why you need a professional. I mean, I'm sure there's other professionals out there that do the same thing, but that's the line we take, the stance we take.
I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you shared something quite interesting when I asked you about your impact. Can you share that again with what the impact is that you feel you have in the community beyond just real estate?
Well, we like to give back. I believe that was part of my answer
Yes.
to that question. And we started giving back about 5 years when we got involved in a couple of networking organizations and learned what giving meant and how to give back. So we're always giving back. We just started a new program. It's not even, the flyers aren't out yet, but they will be in a few days. And we are giving back part of our commission to backstoppers or first responders. So every deal we do, part of our money goes to those guys. And it's not if you have to be a first responder or you have to use us for that to happen. That's against the rules.
Right.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Across the board.
They don't know about it. If somebody comes to us that they don't know about it, we're going to be telling them, hey, we're giving back to one of these two organizations.
That's wonderful. I mean, and again, Backstoppers, an incredible organization helping our first responders and their families, those ones who have made the ultimate sacrifice for us. And of course, helping our veterans as well. I love what you're doing there.
Absolutely.
I love what you're doing there. So what do you love most about being a realtor? I mean, there's got to be some wonderful things, right?
Well, there are pain points, there's no doubt about it, but it's seeing the smiles when you're at closing.
Yeah.
You know, helping clients navigate the system, being very transparent so they can understand the whole process. A lot of them don't understand the whole process. We have gained clients because other realtors didn't explain the process to them, and they were upset, came to us, talked about the process, and got them to the end. Whether it was a buy or if we were selling their house, either way.
So who is an ideal client for you right now?
Right now, believe it or not, first-time home buyers. And people are going to say, well, the rates are so high, even though they've come down a little bit the last week or so. If you're renting, 100% of what you're paying is going to pay that mortgage for that apartment complex or that owner, whoever it is. You know, we say, if you have a house and you really like it, get in it, and rates are going to change, and you're going to be able to refinance, and that's going to be part of you forever. You're an investment, right? So 6 months, a year, you know, I think we can all deal with it. So we're trying to help first-time home buyers get through this, you know, part of the crazy real estate business.
Yeah, it can be a super complicated process, especially for them. And you make it simple.
There's a lot of pieces of paper to sign, an initial, and you know, a lot of things for them to understand that nobody understands. It's not like it was 40 years ago when it was 3 pages, okay, and that's all you sign. Now you've got the contract that's 9 pages, and you've got like 6 other documents you've got to sign.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I know that you and Jane take great pride in helping those first-time homeowners, so thank you for doing that for them. We all want to know this, though, Jeffrey. What do you love about St. Louis?
I love the food.
Oh, yeah. We're a big foodie town.
You know, I come from, you know, being a foodie.
I call you Jeffrey.
He calls me Jeffrey. And, you know, it's getting better and better. We see a lot of places that have closed, but it's crazy. Just so many more have opened up.
Right.
And we enjoy going out with clients. We probably go out with a different client that we've sold a house to, or we've sold their house probably every 3 months.
Nice.
We keep in touch with them. We've become friends. And a lot of those clients love the St. Louis food scene.
Like to hear that.
Food is big. And, you know, there's so much other stuff to do around here. A lot of parks.
Yes.
I mean, you know, the museums, the arch, you name it.
The list goes on and on.
Absolutely.
And of course, your beloved Redbirds.
Of course, Redbirds, the Blues.
Yeah.
They're doing better now.
There they go. They're on the path of getting out of last place.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again, Jeff, for being here with us and sharing your passion about helping those first-time homeowners, all those homeowners, buyers or sellers, in finding the right home for themselves. Thank you so much for doing that. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in for this. You know, here's the deal. If you are looking to buy or sell your home, I want you to reach out to my friends, Jeff and Jane at Homebase STL, And the real estate market can be tricky, and going it alone may not be the best outcome. So reach out to Jeff and Jane and have them discuss your plans and make sure you get the advice you need to find the home of your dreams. You can find their listing in the All Things Local STL app and click to call Jeffrey today. Up next, after the break, we're going to meet Carrie Schmitt of Love Like Jackson. Stay tuned.
Reach your audience with Outreach Studios. Studio 17 offers 1,000 square feet of customizable space that can accommodate roundtable discussions, podcasts, live stream content, and much more. For a different look, we offer View 17. This one-of-a-kind event center is fully wired for broadcast and is perfect for corporate or commercial content. With Outreach Studios, the opportunities are endless. Elevate your message, your brand, and your expectations with Outreach Studios.
Welcome back to All Things Local STL TV. The loss of a child can be devastating to parents. However, it can be equally devastating to the siblings, and while the parents may have the ability to cope with the loss, the young children are not yet emotionally equipped to express their understanding or their feelings of loss. Our next guest, Carrie Schmitt, understands the situation all too well, and she is on a mission to help parents find the help they need for those siblings that are grieving. Welcome, Carrie, to All Things Local STL TV.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Glad to have you here. As I stated earlier in my intro, Love Like Jackson was created out of your personal tragedy. Would you please share that story with our viewers?
Yes, I will. So I am the mother of two, Jackson and Ivan, and in May 2019, Jackson started to experience some pain in his leg. Otherwise, he had been a very healthy young boy. So we were going to the doctor, to the emergency room, to specialists, and they really just kind of were blowing it off like it was growing pains.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was also a surrogate at the time, so I was pregnant with someone else's child.
Okay.
And everything was going great with that. But on July 8th, I delivered a healthy baby boy. And 6 days later, we took Jackson to the emergency room for what we thought was dehydration. Now, we did know something was wrong with his leg, but we didn't know that it would be to the degree that it was. So on July 14th, we found out that Jackson had a 9-inch tumor in his femur. He had developed a flap on his mitral valve, and that flap was releasing clots, which resulted in him having 6 strokes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I had never even heard of a 7-year-old having strokes, so it was such a shock to me. And sadly, in the span of 6 days, the strokes did take his life. So on July 20th, Jackson died.
Okay.
And at that time, his younger brother was 3.5, and statistics say kids don't even understand the permanence of death until they're 4.5.
Sure.
So I very quickly surrendered and said, I need help. I don't know how to do this. We were connected with a local organization, Friends of Kids with Cancer, and they had a grief therapist for children that they worked with. And so that took that guesswork away for me.
Right.
And they also funded it, and it was so helpful that I learned very quickly that I wanted to offer that to other families.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, since Love Like Jackson is so incredibly personal to you and your family, can you share why you are so passionate about helping other families?
Yes. Well, I learned very quickly that siblings are called forgotten grievers. Everyone thinks a child is resilient. They'll be okay,
Right.
you know.
They'll bounce back.
Right.
They're kids.
Just because a child isn't showing the very obvious signs of grief, it doesn't mean that they're not grieving. They just don't necessarily have the tools, and that's what a therapist can help with, because this isn't in the parenting handbook. So
No, it's not.
I just learned that there are professionals out there who can help, and so taking that guesswork away for families was something that was really important to me, because after you lose a child, your mind isn't in the right place.
No, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well, in just a short period of time, you've made quite an impact with Love Like Jackson. Tell us about all the things that you do to help where help is needed.
Yes. So we fund art, music, play therapy, and trauma-informed yoga for siblings.
Okay.
We also distribute grief bags that have 2 therapist-recommended books for parents and books for children regarding death. And so that's also just a way to offer something to someone when you don't really know
Sure.
what to say or do.
Makes sense.
And the families have really, really enjoyed those and found comfort in those. And we also place buddy benches at local playgrounds. Jackson's school placed a buddy bench because they said he was always such a good friend to everyone.
Aw.
And so we have placed 8 buddy benches, and we work with someone local who uses reclaimed barnwood and makes us beautiful benches. And so
I love it.
that's been such a beautiful way to share Jackson's story and to keep his legacy alive.
Absolutely. So the idea behind the buddy bench is that it's there for anybody who needs to just have a buddy.
Right. That's a way for a child to say, I don't have anybody to play with, or if a teacher maybe sees a child sitting on the bench, they could say, hey, you okay? You know, and just kind of make that connection, because, you know, things are hard.
They are hard.
Yeah.
And what a great way to do that.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, how can the people that are watching help families who are dealing with a loss?
You can check out my website at lovelikejackson.org. We have some great resources on there with some good lists of books and just statistics that I think would really surprise a lot of people.
Right.
You can email me, and I would be happy to provide as many resources as I possibly can. I'm not the end-all be-all, but I'm someone who will seek out resources and help in any way I can.
Absolutely. I love that. And I know that it's on your heart, and you've just got an incredible passion for it. I can't thank you enough for sharing all of this. Very personal
Yes.
story, how you came to get to this point with Love Like Jackson and the impact that you're making. I think you've done 75 plus therapy sessions right now?
Yep, we have 75 plus, and we did just recently add funding therapy for parents also.
Oh,
We
nice.
sort of feel like, how can we address the children and not also address the parents? So we
Perfect.
have one grief therapist at this time that we work with, looking to always add more to that too. So
Okay. I like that you're innovating and continuing to help the whole family.
yes.
Excellent
yes.
stuff.
Thank you.
Now, I have to ask this question. What do you love most, Carrie, about the St. Louis area?
Well, I really feel like St. Louis is a big, small town.
It is.
Everywhere I go, I know somebody. I'm not from here. It doesn't, you can ask me what high school I went to, but it won't matter because you won't know.
It won't matter.
I think we have wonderful parks here. That's something, there's just so much for families to do. And anyone who knows me knows I'm a coffee lover.
Absolutely.
So we have just great coffee shops around.
We do, and you're a
Yes.
nice coffee aficionado.
I like to call myself a coffee queen. Yes, 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 I am.
Well, thank you so much for all that
Thank
you
you.
do. I really appreciate it. And I thank you, Carrie, for sharing your story with us today and for the passion that you have to help these children. It's truly inspirational. If you or someone you know is faced with the loss of a loved one or have children that need help healing, please go to Love Like Jackson's featured listing in the All Things Local STL app. Contact Carrie today. You can meet over a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Absolutely. She wants to help you and can guide you to the resources you may need. We're going to be right back to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in. I want to thank Jeffry Goldstein of the Homebase STL real estate team and Carrie Schmitt of Love Like Jackson for being our guest today. You can find their featured listings in the All Things Local STL app, which is available for you to download and register today at getlocalstl.com. Please join our Shop Local and Support Local revolution and help us continue to support the incredible people who live and serve in our community. I have to thank the incredible team here at Outreach Studios for their support in bringing this show to you as well. And you can find Outreach Studio and their event space, View 17, one of the most spectacular venues in town, in the All Things Local STL app. And of course, I want to thank you for tuning in. We look forward to having you join us for future episodes where you can learn more about all things local. Bye, everyone.